Hey, Ariel. Hey, Soroski. Alright, guys, so just friendly reminder for this side of things. This goal right here just needs to be completed by that time. Cool. Hello, hi, Monster and Engineering, and hey, Jocular. Hey, Jocular. You want... Okay. Just go ahead. Alright, Megan. Hey, Corey. Thanks for joining me. I'm still so glad that when somebody sent out those memberships that you got one. So... Oh my gosh. Guys, if you... Okay, listen. If you guys haven't watched the replay of the two Joshes, you have got to do it. It normally is golden. You might not have been here at the end of yesterday's live, but I said that we're going live today, but we're taking tomorrow off. But if you have not watched the replay of the two Joshes, hold on, I can't say anything on TikTok. If you guys have not watched the replay of the two Joshes, you have to go watch it. It's my most recent video over on YouTube. Just saying. So like it's the most recent post on the Red app. Yeah, we're going over with we'll just say it that way. Hey, Dolphin. Hey, Dolphin. Oh man, that was funny though. It was so needed though, Soroski. Like that laugh was so entirely needed. It's so funny. Yeah, exactly. Like this is what Corey. Hold on, I didn't even hit pop out. Hold on, 1 second. 1 second, Megan. This is what Corey's saying. It was so funny. Just like absolutely just off the wall. After some of those people, I definitely needed the laugh. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. If you all, gotta listen to me now, want a really cool shirt that makes fun of MAGA without even having to say a word, you know what to do. There's a little star thing in that left corner there. You can send them out. You can get one yourself. And then you get a really cool shirt if you win. Because it's fun to win.
I gave no warning. I just expanded the box.
No biggie. I'm good.
I know the other chat can't see it, but this is also going out to the paid subs on that chat. You also get access to the drawing today.
I also don't know how to do the fancy, like, turn it so it's not mirroring. I'm sorry. Just read backwards, y'all.
It says, why don't you ever do research?
They never do research. They never know what they're talking about.
They never do research.
Down there, if you're on this side with me, TikTok side, and you love what this amazing woman does every day except for 1 day a week, for 2 hours a day, because it's not her full-time job, despite what they think. Just support once a month.
I ain't got no liberal job. I don't know what you're talking about.
I hate a liberal job. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go to my commie job and listen in. So
communist, you.
Can't lose my shirt.
All right, no worries. Okay, bye. Oh, she dropped herself. Okay, that made me feel better. Yeah. So I need to turn on these phone lines. My bad. Go ahead and turn those on. Yes, Summer loves sitting in the background. Sedition? What are we doing, seditionists? Oh, and guys, by the way, like, get in. Make sure you join the Discord. We play bingo as well. Like, hold on, let me Yeah, what is a job? Can somebody come up here and tell me what a job is? I think I need to know what a job is. Account. Cause this never fails, right? So if you join the Discord, we have bingo boards. And so like this is because it always happens, right? Stuff always happens. Almost everyone. This one would be a great one. It's gonna happen today. They always interrupt me. Someone usually asks, "What did she do?" That almost always comes up. That's more in the chat sometimes. The inflation. All of this stuff. Yes. Yes. Thanks, Hector. Oh, thank you, Hector. The earrings are shiny. Okay. Yeah, the Bitcoin crypto. I'm so over it, okay? Yes. Yells and Mike, yep. Join the Discord. Get access to bingo. Okay. Probably starting next month I'll start doing like a little contest. TikTok, this is for educational purposes only. And you know, if it continues to go well, we'll do a whole little contest over it. So, you know, it almost never fails. Some of this literally never fails. Okay. No, yesterday, no, they do not. They never know who actually pays for it. I would say it's not surprising. It's just not. Just never actually surprising. And yeah, and of course don't forget to hit the red button up here at the top. But most importantly, let's get this one knocked out and done. They don't know the difference. And hi, Jamie. They don't know the difference. Hi. Yeah, isn't that cute? Yeah, guys, if you don't know, this is my literal backup account. You can follow it. But yeah, they almost always say that about me. That's one of the options. There are, in fact, 57 potential options to wind up on the bingo board. And every single one of them is also listed in the Discord. I know, right, Snooks? It's so bad. So bad. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Are we on today?
Yep. How old are you?
All right. I saw you have on your title, it says, I do not support Trump, something to that effect.
And the question is, why do you? But first, how old are you?
67.
Okay. Awesome. Did you vote for Trump?
Well, I voted always Democrat for all the elections.
Okay.
I always voted Democrat. And the reason I voted for Trump
No, I'm not asking. It's not why you voted for him. I'm asking why you still support him.
My main reason is I was very disappointed in the Democrats with the Russian collusion story. I felt this is not the way you get rid of a president. I felt it was very un-American.
Just out of curiosity, who released the most recent report?
The what report? Sorry?
Who released the most recent report?
Who released the most recent report?
Mm-hmm.
As far as what?
Wouldn't that be the administration that's currently in office?
Right?
They're the ones that released the intelligence report?
Right.
Oh.
Oh, you mean against Obama? Is that what you're talking about?
No, the intelligence report from when they finalized all of their information about the review of the 2016 election.
You mean from Mueller?
So, oh gosh.
I do not. I read quite a bit. I was looking for
You did?
some truth. Yes, and I was looking for some truth to the claim. Everything came up empty, and I felt it was not the appropriate way to try to get rid of a president.
That's
It wasn't very American. I felt like I'm in a third world country, and I took off my American flag from my house, and I was very disappointed. I was 63
Can I
years
just want to
old.
remind you of something, sir. Like, all of these reports were released while Donald Trump was president.
Yes,
Every single one of them was released with the knowledge, like with everyone knowing this, like with the Trump administration knowing all about it. Literally,
I'm not sure.
2018,
You said
2019, and
You
2020,
said that.
all three reports released were all under the Trump administration. If these were
You said that
if
5
these were
times.
big deals, why wasn't, I'm just curious, if this was such a big deal and it was all Obama's fault, tell me why wasn't Obama prosecuted under Donald Trump's first administration?
I'm not. You have questions why things didn't happen. I have a question: why did Mueller find him not guilty? And do you feel comfortable what America did? Any administration.
What
to
did
get rid of the
America do?
president?
No one did
Well-
anything to get rid of the president, sir. The Mueller report was issued while Trump was the president of the United States. Who was president in
A year
2019?
later.
Who was
A year-
president in
one second.
2019?
You said that 20 times already.
Who
You're
was
not
president
listening.
in 2019?
In 2019 was Donald Trump.
Okay, who was president in 2018?
I'm not going to go through this. I'm not a kindergarten kid. I'm just trying to tell you something, and you're running away with your numbers. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know where you're swimming now. The fact is that Schiff and Nadler and Schumer and Pelosi had a narrative against the president that he is a Russian agent. No evidence. I wanted to see the evidence as a Democrat. Zero evidence. After a while, you grow up and you realize it was pure politics in the worst way.
Gotcha.
I don't know
So
what
you don't
you're
really
talking
have
about.
anything. You don't have anything political to add.
You know what? That's a nice way of hanging up.
No, I'm
You-
just. It was
the-
asking a general question. It's a yes or no question.
If I have anything political to add at the moment,
Sounds like no. Now I hang up. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you okay? Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hey, what's up?
Hi. How old are you?
25.
What year were you born? Math ain't that hard. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Cool. Do you still support him?
I was actually calling to talk to someone who probably knows a lot more about politics than I do. And I kind of got swept up with the whole red wave and all these influencers and all these podcast hosts. And after he won, I kind of just disconnected and I started focusing on school again. I just been in school and kind of unplugged.
Okay.
what, I'm starting to think that, I was taken advantage of. I mean, obviously I'm an adult. I realize that I made the choice to vote for him, but I need to know, like, what should I know because I voted for him that isn't exactly obvious. Because I'm surrounded by just a bunch of people who are kind of blinded, and if I bring up anything against Trump, they're just like, oh, yeah, whatever. And I don't have these conversations with anyone around me.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure what your stream. I mean, I've seen your stream when I pass by in like the shorts,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you have Trump supporters that are like actively trying to defend him. I voted for him, but I realized that I definitely made a mistake.
Okay. Yeah,
Like,
so
what's
are
what's
you
the
just
biggest
like kind of
talking point
asking me? I don't
Yeah,
really
like
deal
what's
with
the
talking points. I just give my own opinions for why I don't like him.
Yeah, can you tell me why?
Yeah, so I personally don't feel like I can support a president that talks about annexing our neighbor Canada, making them the 51st state. I don't think I can support a president that talks about purchasing another country, Greenland, or supporting a president that talks about taking back the Panama Canal that was rightfully given back to the country of Panama due to civil unrest that occurred within their country due to our military occupation in 1999 by an act of Congress.
Okay. Do you obviously the response that like instantly comes to my mind is like, do you think he's being serious when he says all this stuff, or he's playing it up for his voters?
Do you think it's still a joke if it continues on for 7 months?
Right, but if he hasn't acted on it, then it's just the continuation of just trying to
It's
rile up his
not
voters
though.
because, oh, Trump is so edgy, like that kind of stuff.
No. Like, if you say it once, it's a joke. 2 times, you might still be joking. But 6 months into your administration, like into the actual administration, it's no longer a joke. You mean it to some degree, right? Because he was talking about all of these countries. Panama Canal, he waited a little bit, but he was talking about Canada and Greenland before he was even inaugurated into office. And then he continued on after his inauguration. His son actually, John Jr., actually went to Greenland to hold speeches and rallies to try to get the
Right.
citizens to agree that they want to be bought by America. Like, this isn't anything hidden, this is all new, right? And so he was actively going to Greenland, sending his son to Greenland to basically campaign on his behalf. It's not a joke.
Has he been using any of his like presidential powers to try to make this go forward? Besides his son, obviously visiting
Yeah,
Greenland.
he's had talks with Denmark, and Denmark said, nah, bro.
All right. What other? Obviously, that's an issue. I'm kind of like an isolationist. I think we should stop sending so much military intervention to other countries. I don't think that we should keep supporting these endless wars. So I agree with you on that. If he is serious about these things, then I'm not in his support. What else?
I
What
would
else can you
say
say?
that we should stop taking, like, here's my hot take for a second. All right?
Yeah.
The position, would you agree or disagree? So, sorry, I want you to do that. My opinion of the office of president is it should be a serious position. I don't think that we should wash away everything that is said by saying it's a joke. Sure, you can have jokes and you can have fun on the occasion, that it's, within the appropriate time frame. But to joke about something on a daily basis, then you're discrediting the office of president. And I believe that the office of president should have always been a position of power to look up to in this country. And that if we're continuing to write it off that, oh, he's just joking, the office of president can no longer be taken as seriously in our country.
Right. No, you're right. Yeah. If a president makes statements and half of the time it's just dismissed because you use the excuse of him being like he's joking around or being edgy, then why are we paying attention to every word he says? You're right. It's kind of diminishing not only his presidency but those that follow.
Yeah, and
All
then
right.
my other issue right now is with the passing of HR 1, also colloquially known as the One Big Beautiful Bill, is that we've already determined, based off the CBO's reporting and their data, that we have somewhere between 10 to 17 million Americans, United States citizens, are going to lose their health insurance. And this includes children.
Yeah.
We also know that it's going to at least add $3.3 trillion to the national debt over the next 10 years.
Yeah. Do you have videos of this on your channel? I've only seen your live streams, like when I scroll by.
No,
Do you have videos talking about this?
I haven't had time to make content.
Because, like I said, like I voted for him, but I understand that I'm like ill-informed.
Yeah.
You know. But it's like if I didn't vote at all, then I also get yelled at. And then if I vote for someone who I didn't support, well then what am I doing voting if I don't support that person? And so I voted for Trump, but like I look at the things that are happening, or you know, like in passing, and I'm just like, what the? Excuse my language. I don't know if you're allowed to swear on your stream, but like, what the hell is going on? You know? And so that's why I hopped on. I know you probably deal with guys that are like trying to glaze Trump, but you know, I'm tired of this echo chamber I'm in over here.
Yeah.
So, what is the bill? I've heard the big beautiful bill. I didn't hear what the actual name is.
You can. They actually named it that way, I think. Oh, hold on. I don't remember the exact name of it actually. HR1congress.gov is usually what I will type in to find it easily.
Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't want. Oh, I didn't type in the .1. That would be why. Yes, it literally is called One Big Beautiful Bill Act.
Yeah. It's like
It's a
it's
joke.
like talking about a South Park.
South
Okay.
Park mention.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just waiting here for my my university, waiting for my friend to show up, and I was going through, like I said, reels, and I saw your stream pop up, and I've seen it in the past. And so I was just curious if what like the biggest things against Trump you had, you know.
Yeah, that's mostly it. And Trisha for the 20 gifted subs on behalf of our friend Snooks.
Yeah. Shout out Trisha. All right. Well, thanks for taking my call.
All right, thank
appreciate
you. Of course.
Have a good one.
You too, buddy. If you guys got a gifted sub from Trisha, be sure to thank her and then also join the Discord. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How old are you? You're not real. Cool. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep.
How old are you?
18,
Okay. When were you born?
2005.
You're not 18 then. Okay. Really quickly, I did forget to go through these chats or read them out loud. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yep,
Awesome.
I'm here.
How old are you?
I'm 37.
No, you're not. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? 1 second.
Hey, yeah, how's it going?
Going good. How old are you?
I'm 20,
When were you born?
2004.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, not the reason I called. I just want to give a shout out to Matthew and the boys. And yeah.
Odd. Hold on. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 28.
Thank you, Trisha. Awesome. Did you vote for Trump?
No, I did not.
I
wrote in.
Okay. Do you support Trump?
Absolutely not. Fuck that guy.
All right. FDT. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
I am. Let me take you off speaker.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 32.
All right. Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
You still support him?
I was born in '93.
Cool. Do you still support Trump?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Give me just 1 second, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And Trisha, thank you for sending out 2 more subs. Calvin had said, obviously, I don't know if you're talking to me or the previous caller, Calvin. Obviously, you've never been in a federal trial. It doesn't work that fast after the evidence is found correct. It does take time. Antelope asks how or who pays for tariffs. The importers do, Antelope. Okay, caller,
Yes,
why
ma'am.
is it that you still support Trump?
Oh, he saved me 35 months.
Huh?
I was January 6th, actually violent January 6th. I had a friend of mine send me your stream this morning. Like, we always talk politics. He's like far left. And just like, and then you just came up right when you went live. And I thought it was pretty neat. And I was just like, I'll try to give her a call.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think almost everything's good. I'm not really like aligned with the mass deportations, but I just think it's like a little bit of an invasion of privacy. But other than that, 100%, like, everything takes time. Like, everybody wants results right now. It's just like, oh, the tariffs, who pays them? It's just like, it forces us to try to find a way to do it in-house as opposed to, like, paying another country. That's the way it benefits us. Everybody's like, oh, it's just like the consumer pays tariffs. It's just like, we do in the short term, but the long term, all of a sudden we have, like, bottle factories, or we have, I mean, just out of the blue car companies, like mining, natural gas. Like, we try to get it from home as opposed to import it, and it makes us more self-reliant.
In theory.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're kind of lazy, so.
Oh, no, I'm not even referring to that. Like, we have historical evidence that shows that when you put on blanket tariffs, right, it's a net negative impact into our economy. It's historically what led to the first Great Depression in the 30s.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. And then they tried to, like, mask socialism to, like, bring it out, but it just made us, like, dependent on the government. That's like one of the main problems. Like, capitalism starves you if it's global because it's not in your community. You're outsourcing it. Oh, I know a guy that, well, he'll come and he'll take care of it, as opposed to, oh, I know my neighbor, nepotism, I guess. Yeah, like, which isn't healthy in capitalism, but whatever. That's a little thing. But tariffs are a short-term problem that, like, actually add to the government. But if they're going to pay down the deficit, that's one thing. But
Yeah,
not,
so who pays for the tariffs?
Oh, the consumer in the short term. Or the consumer immediately, yes. But, like, it also makes it to where I decide, am I going to go buy this lemon pledge that is made in America? I don't even think it is, but is made in America for $7, or some home remedy, or some, oh, I'm just going to use bleach. Like, it makes you make those choices because things that aren't necessary become overpriced or higher in price.
Okay.
It's a better thing.
Yeah, so awesome. I'm so glad you're enjoying the bingo cards, Queen. Yeah, so I'm glad that you can acknowledge that at the end of the day, it's the consumer that pays the tariffs, but particularly when I'm talking about tariffs, I like talking about who pays the upfront cost of tariffs. And Chris Raiders. So who pays the upfront costs?
Oh, no, I said it, the consumer.
No.
Like
Who, we pay the back end cost. Who pays the upfront cost?
Okay, goods are brought to our border, and let's just say it's corn from, or milk from Canada, or lumber from Russia. Like, they pay it and then mark up the price of the good.
Who is
offset,
they?
I'm sorry, the importer marks up the cost of the good.
The
offset
American
the
purchaser, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. And then, like,
Yeah.
if it costs them $10 to make it, or if it costs them $5 to make it, they're selling it for $10, and then they have to pay a tariff for $5. We're going to pay $15 for the good. Yeah, 100%. That's what I mean by the consumer pays the tariff. Like, they mark up the good. Yeah, 100%. That's a fact.
Not in all cases, right? So we already have companies that have pledged that they're not going to increase their price of goods sold in order to cover the cost of the tariff. That for right now they're going to eat it for themselves, right? Just for right now they're eating it for themselves. So we already know that not all of these tariffs are going to directly impact the consumer upfront. And that's why I believe it's important to start with who is importing it and making it known that it's the American company that is paying for the tariffs in order to import things. So here, what I like to go down with this is the idea of tariffs is to somehow spurn American manufacturing, right?
Oh, yeah, that, yeah.
Or spur,
So-
sorry, not spurn. So if, let's say this. So we have companies that are paying, let's just say, on average, a 25% tariff on all goods that they import from anywhere else in the world, right? If they are now paying additional taxes to the federal government, right? So, because that's what tariff are, they're a tax, right? On the consumer, on the company. So they are now paying additional taxes on the federal government, to the federal government for every piece that they import, because a lot of our goods cannot be made without foreign made products. How are they going to then take money to put it into manufacturing if they are now paying 25% additional? How are they going to start building the infrastructure needed for warehouses or manufacturing plants?
So we could just talk in like general terms. Like, let's just say import steel. Like, I think there was a tariff on steel. So
there's been a
let's just
tariff
say
on steel for a long time, and nothing's
yes,
changed in
ma'am.
our steel
Yeah.
market.
Oh, I know. It got fluctuated. Like, I know, but if we could just talk in general so we can be exact about it. So, say China's selling me steel at $5 a pound, whatever, or $10 a pound. Let's just make it easy because I'm a little ignorant. Okay, and then there's a 10% tariff on $10. That makes it $11. So they're going to charge me $12 because there's no reason they should sell me at cost. So the $12 increases the price of whatever good. Say we're building Teslas, and we need steel for the frame. So I budgeted in, the cost of the product is higher, and they still make their dollar off the whole deal. I'm pretty sure I'm walking it right, yeah. And that's just how it goes. It makes the price of everything go up, and then the average wage isn't going up to match it. Like, I agree that's a larger problem, but tariffs are a short-term problem. So instead of importing steel from China, I'll start having mines, deregulate, increase production. Now all of a sudden I have that factory, or I have that mine, because it sets incentive for us to do it. Because if it's the imaginary line we call our border, if everything costs $1, if steel costs $1 more, and I can pay my neighbor to dig a hole and process it, and he can make it for $9, I can still sell it for $11 because it's cheaper than the going rate of steel from China right now, because their charge is $11. It's a short-term burden for a long-term. That's how tariffs work. That's how tariffs has always worked. And it's like, if I don't want to do business with you, but it's a free market.
So,
but, like,
there are a couple of things wrong with that statement, but we'll just stick with the easy part of it, okay? So you're acknowledging. So let's say there's a 25% tariff from any country, right? Because even our tariffs right now on China are not 10%. So
I know they're. Yes, ma'am.
We're just going to use 25%. So what you're saying is that it's okay that companies are paying that 25% tariff, and you're presuming that in response to that, sorry, stuff just went weird. Okay, in response to that, the companies are then going to up their rates, I'm guessing by 25%, right? The cost of their whatever they're selling, their product is going up by 25%.
Well, I mean, the whole product wouldn't go over. You'd like offset it by the material cost of the unit. But yeah, like.
Well, I mean, if they're going to continue to make the same profit margin that they always have, the only way that they could do that is by also matching the price increase on products by the amount that they pay in tariffs. So now let's break this up by country, okay? So let's just say for a car, right? We have to get parts from different places, right? We can get the steel from the United States more than likely. So we'll just take the steel off the table. But the parts to make a battery. So now we're importing at a 30% tariff from China. We're importing, let's just say parts at a 15% tariff from EU countries like Germany. Right? And then 15% on France, 15% on the United Kingdom, 15% on don't know where else. But so now you have all of these different tariffs that we weren't paying before, right? And we have different parts that have now increased the cost of each of those individual pieces going into one vehicle, right? So if the average tariff is still, like, if you add up all those tariff rates, right, it's going close to about 100%, like, total increase on all of these pieces. What is the percentage that the cost of goods or the car is going to go up?
Oh, I mean, that's up to the manufacturer to do it. That's the funny thing about capitalism. That's what I was getting at. It, like, incentivizes the cheaper option. Like,
no, it doesn't. It really wouldn't incentivize the cheaper option, sir. It's just going to incentivize companies to find different ways to increase their profit margin and then line their pockets. Yeah, we might have
for sure.
It's going to.
That's the problem with capitalism. That is the problem with capitalism, because they do run away with it. Like, you look back at, like, healthcare CEOs making 40-50% increase on their salary since last year, and it's just like, oh, okay, well, what's changed? Like, I understand. Yeah. I'm not arguing that.
They're all in the business to make money. It's always going to happen.
Oh, for sure. But like,
I don't
we're
think
allowing so much of it to go outside. Oh, I understand tariffs. I promise you I understand tariffs. But, like, now we're arguing about, like, corporate greed and, like, all these.
Well, in order for them to, no, I mean, let's be honest. In order for them to be able to continue to have their profit margin while also building up the infrastructure needed in order to manufacture things in America and source things in the United States of America, they're going to have to practice greed because they want to maintain their profit margin. They're not going to go net negative a year just to increase their production within the United States. So they're going to have to bump up the cost by way more than what that tariff is on the consumers. And this is assuming that they even want to bring manufacturing back here instead of just continuing to make a profit and paying out the tariffs.
Offset the problem. Kick the can down the road. Offset the problem.
So
like,
let's say.
Okay, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm being respectful, but, like, companies do go into the red for years on end. Like, and, like, obviously you see their stock take it. Like, the CEOs still make money. I'm not arguing that. And, like, but they do mark companies in the red for years on end, and we're only talking about a 4-year problem here. Like, you know, and then if y'all flip the House, you can just stalemate the president and offset the tariffs, tie it up in litigation, and but that's a whole, like, Article 4 problem. But okay, sorry, go ahead.
There will be some companies that will refuse to increase their or increase their manufacturing within the United States, point blank period. You can bring up small businesses and them starting, which actually brings up the point that small businesses, we're going to probably see them failing or less small businesses starting business due to these tariffs, because small businesses can't take on that effect, and they can't also afford to raise their prices because they're just starting out and they're not a known name or a known brand. Right? I'm actually glad you brought that up, because now we're pointing out another flaw with the tariffs is that it's going to end up hurting small businesses and small businesses being able to start in America or continuing to stay open. We already saw a mass number of them unfortunately close during the pandemic, which was extremely unfortunate, right? Just like we saw a bunch of restaurants go out of business during that time. But I don't think, like, you keep saying it's small, short-term hurt, but it's not. Small businesses being unable to stay open and continue to produce and continue to do business is a long-term issue, because it also is going to discourage other people from starting a small business if they're not able to see success in other people.
Yeah. So you have I know you have your computer in front of you. I'm sorry, I don't have my laptop open. But can you like Google the success rate of entrepreneurs, like, let's just say over 10 years? And then I just want to make the argument that like 80% of the entrepreneurs fail, but like this is what drives innovation to fight against the corporate greed. And then hear me out. So the tariffs.
You can say it drives the nation to fight against corporate greed, but if we're just continuing to lower the corporate tax rate, then that's not fighting against corporate greed. If we wanted to fight against corporate greed, we would continue to increase or not even talk about lowering the corporate tax rate. And yeah, as Antelope wants to point out, small businesses are the backbone of American society.
Oh, 100%. I definitely believe in community over like any of this, but like the dialogue's what's good about it, because.
And I'm just curious, if you wanna bring up these statistics about small businesses, did we have blanket tariffs on all countries 10 years ago in 2015?
No, I don't know. That's what. Oh,
We
I'm
didn't.
sorry. Yeah, I did go before, but that was my argument. The statistic will be the same. Like
No,
it's between like I really think like entrepreneurs. I'm pretty sure I've looked it up before, but like across 10 years, entrepreneurs, like back then they failed 70-80%, and then now they fail like 85-90%. Like it's a big threshold to get over entrepreneurs. But here's my argument to it. And this is what I'm circling back. So if we fortify our borders and then make the innovation come from within the country, like.
All I did was type.
Oh, I thought you were looking it up. I'm sorry.
No, I
I wanted
wasn't.
to know it exactly. It's all right. I wouldn't try to be rude or like aggressive with it, but like entrepreneurs fail. Like it's a thing. Like these corporate establishments provide a service at a cheaper rate than that. But if it was all focused in community, you said like a lot of people like struggle with COVID. Like my community did struggle. Don't get me wrong, but like we were pretty good about it. Like people bought people, like the small businesses, the bars and everything. Most of them lived. Like I think it's like a big world problem when a lot of communities should be more isolationist, like the previous caller, or the last one you talked to, that was serious. Like that's what he said. It was like it's isolation. It is healthy for us, not in the short term, but in the long term, because the infrastructures get built. It was just an argument. I was like, we could talk about anything else, like tariffs. It was like that was your one big hiccup. Do you have another one?
I'm pretty sure you were the one that brought up tariffs.
I'll take that battle.
Yeah. No, I think I'm okay, man. I think you need to do more research, because you have to understand that even if we have the statistics of that, how many entrepreneurships don't make it after 10 years, it's different times, completely different times than what it was 10 years ago, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's completely different. We didn't have a president that thinks that tariffs are negotiation tools, and then the Treasury Secretary says that, yeah, they're used for negotiation tools, but we're never getting away from tariffs again, which means that tariffs won't go away. So they're not a short-term issue, sir. They're going to be a long-term issue. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
I just want to say one thing.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did not vote for Trump.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
I am.
How old are you?
31.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
You still support him?
I do.
All right, give me just 1 second, okay? And all right, Kevin, thank you for the $2 just to say that you don't like my attitude. Appreciate getting paid. Antelope, thank you for the several 199s. Finally, someone gets it. They don't know how the macroeconomics works. They don't. And Dunning-Kruger effects with MAGA is insane. I agree. Thank you for the $4.99. Regardless, tariffs are hurtful for growth and innovations for America. I agree with that. All right, caller, what is the main reason that you still support Trump?
I support Trump for his immigration positions as well as the tariffs. I do understand that there is going to be short-term pain in terms of tariffs. There will always be corporate greed. I think that's the point of government regulations. Tariffs, unfortunately, are a lever that we can pull to bring back manufacturing to America. It will hurt in the short term. It will hurt growth in the long term. But for a society to be healthy, it needs low education jobs. It needs well-paying low education jobs for regular people to have families. And as somebody who is a working person, I'm willing to pay a little bit more and experience that greed just to have regular people have jobs.
Are you one of those people that works in those low-paying factory jobs?
I have in the past. I've moved away from that through education.
But you're not actively doing it?
No, not currently. I've moved away from it. I got educated so that I could get paid more, but I still believe that those are good jobs that have good pay. I worked in capital sales where manufacturing was occurred in America for laboratories. It was still possible because it's slightly elevated work, right, which requires slightly elevated education, but it was still good manufacturing jobs within America. The company I work for actually got contracted by the Department of Defense to bring in this manufacturing that is done in China to America as part of a response to COVID, because the fact that all of our laboratory goods were being produced outside of America created a huge bottleneck for testing, which affected everyone in America because we were not able to get to tests and people were not able to go to work. So this isolationism is important for pandemics and things like that.
Isolationism, does that stop tourism?
No.
Oh, okay. So then
isolationism
isolationism wouldn't stop a pandemic. Sorry, I just had you said that one thing that triggered me, and I just had to say that immediately. Like, let's be clear. Like,
no.
Isolationism doesn't stop tourism, so that wouldn't stop a pandemic. It also doesn't stop work trips from occurring for people to go to other countries, because there are international countries, even if they operate within the United States, they might have an office in another country. So isolationism has nothing to do with the pandemic or diseases coming in from another country.
Sure. I think my idea is more so in terms of being able to produce the goods that are required for your society to run, not exactly your economy. In terms of medical goods, it is important for those to be possible to be produced in America. If we're competing with not only low-cost labor that sometimes gets to the point of almost slavery, we're competing with low regulations, large amounts of pollution. Sometimes you do have to pay more in order for things to be made well and for things to be available during times of crisis.
Sure. Yeah. So can I, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
What rare minerals are we not able to source in America?
It's a good question. I'm not in mining, but I do know we have lithium in the south that has not been tapped due to environmental regulations. There's a high bar to pass. I believe in those regulations. The issue with going and grabbing those rare minerals from other places in the world is there is a very low bar to pass.
You have no evidence of that. Anyways, the last guy wanted
Ma'am,
mines
go
to...
ahead and look up cobalt mining
I was
in
literally
South Africa.
still in the middle of talking. The last guy wanted to completely deregulate mining in other countries so that we could get more rare earth minerals. And you already said that you agreed with what the last guy said, so I make that's pretty odd.
I don't believe
just
I
out
agreed
of curiosity,
just out of curiosity, I agreed with the idea of increased tariffs.
Out of curiosity, were you also complaining about egg prices just in January?
No.
No? Why not?
We needed to cull several birds because of a bird flu outbreak.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering because Shaylu brought up a great point with her 10, saying that now it is not a big deal to pay more, but they were complaining about egg prices last year, make it make sense. And yeah, Shaylu just brought up a really good point that I wanted to bring up. And do you think that we only get cobalt from South Africa?
No. I think that's the worst example of low regulations and workers being treated poorly.
And
I'm
what do we
perfectly
use cobalt
fine with
for?
tariffs being so large on a country like that type of work is never done because, one, exporting it is going to be so costly that no one would ask for it. So the people that would do that work in that way would not have any means of making money.
Oh, okay. So just make it so that we can't even produce batteries for your cell phone, for your computer, for your vehicle by not having cobalt. And I'm not done. Thank you. We won't be able to operate any kind of thing that relies on a battery that has cobalt within it, right? Because we have zero cobalt anywhere within the United States of America, right? And I find it interesting that you bring up South Africa, right? And then you bring up African countries when literally the reason why Donald Trump reached out to end the war between the Congo and Rwanda, the genocide that was being committed against Rwanda, is he negotiated with the Democratic Republic of Congo in order for them to do their peace deal so that we would get access to their rare earth mines. The ones that produce cobalt, the mines that you probably have an issue with. So I find that very interesting. Do you think that we have aluminum within this country?
Okay, and going back to your question, is that the only place that we source cobalt from? The places that have no regulations and the places that use child labor? Like I said,
no, that's actually our major supplier. Our major supplier would be the Congo.
I understand using economic pressures to end a war. That's fantastic.
No, it was used in order to get a mineral deal. It was used for us to be the primary purchaser of all of their minerals. That's what it was used for.
Did the war end?
Tentatively. They're still having active skirmishes, which means it's a tentative.
The majority of the war has
if they're still having active skirmishes, that means it's not over. I understand that that's a hard concept to grasp. Sure.
I mean, it didn't work perfectly. Great. I mean, I believe we should tariff further to the point of bringing things home. Of course, you have to roll it out slowly.
We literally can't bring everything home. I think that's what everybody's having a really rough time in understanding is that there are so many resources that we don't have within the United States of America that importing and exporting is always going to be a thing that the United States has to get their hands in, has to get involved in, because we aren't able to source everything in order to produce it completely, make it made in America within the United States in order to continue to live the way that we do, because everybody uses computers, everybody uses a car, everybody uses a cell phone. Well, maybe not everybody uses a cell phone, and maybe not everyone uses all that, but we use those in daily lives.
I'm not asking to bring everything into the United States. I'm asking to use the tariff levers to ensure that human rights are being followed and that we're not going to the bottom of the barrel in order to source our materials. It also will increase the costs to a point where certain things can be done in America.
Then I don't
Of course,
define
things like steel are
isolationism.
going to take major changes in our energy infrastructure. We're going to have to do things like nuclear to bring steel back.
We have steel in America, dude. Like, that's not, like, people are just so ignorant of this fact. We have steel. We produce steel in America. And we predominantly produce it here, right? Oh, so now are you complaining about the quality of steel that we make in America now? Did I hear that right?
No, it's very high quality. It is expensive comparatively. I mean, the idea that bringing energy prices down with nuclear would bring everything else down is also fine. I don't understand how that's a problem.
I need you to define isolationism.
You're right. I believe isolationism is too far. I think there needs to be a economic fortitude within a country to handle.
So you don't know the word that you've already used.
Pressures. What's that?
You're the one that said that you support isolationism. So now I've asked you to define it, and now you're going back on your word because I've asked you to define the word that you use.
Yeah, I don't speak professionally. I use the wrong word. Isolationism is more.
You've said it multiple times. It's not just I used it.
It's more so. Yes, no, you're right. It's more so focused on removing, say, tourism and all of that. What I'm saying is bringing more things in-house. Not exactly isolationist. You're still making trades with countries around the world. You are just producing more within America.
I didn't even hang up on him. I just was taking a breath. Y'all see my hands. Like, that had to be some magic then if I hung up on him. The fuck, bro? Okay, VY, I don't know what WW means at the end of this, I'll be honest. So, yeah, that was too far gone. It is a finite resource. But we do still import the majority of it. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did.
Do you still support him?
Overall, yes, I support him.
What's your main reason why you still support him?
I like his presence within the global political sphere is the main reason. Also, I believe economically he was the best option.
Okay, give me just 1 second, okay?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks. Hey, TikTok guests, viewers, I want to let you guys know you guys are not tapping the screen enough. We're only at 34,000 likes. 4 minutes ago, we should have been at 50,000. So now the goal is going to be 75,000 likes in the next 25 minutes, or we're going to go to sub-only chat early. Okay. All right. I do apologize. I needed to get that out there. And don't forget to hit the red button up here at the top if you haven't already, guys. Thank you. Okay. Repeat your main reason why.
The main reason would be his presence within the global political sphere, but also his economic policies.
And give me an idea of what his presence in the global sphere looks like.
I think that as harsh as it is, while other candidates are probably nicer, I don't think they would be as well respected by other.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care about anyone that he was campaigning against. I'm talking about like his current presidency.
Okay, that's fair. I still think that he has respect from other political leaders, and I think that he isn't a pushover in a sense. I think he is rude and abrasive, and that can cause issues, no doubt. But I think overall, people to some degree fear him in a way.
What evidence do you have to say that somebody fears Donald Trump?
I mean, he is been pushing and has had some pretty relevant success with de-escalating Israeli and the Palestinian conflict. Obviously, there's still conflict going on. That's been ongoing forever. But he's been showing that. Russian-Ukrainian tensions are much better. They're still existing, but overall, I think that political wars have gone down since his presidency has restarted.
Since his presidency started, okay. You are aware that since Donald Trump has been inaugurated into the office of presidency, escalations have beyond increased between Russia and Ukraine, specifically to the point that he had multiple news conferences where he's like, yeah, I just got off the phone with Putin, right? And it was a great call. It was a great call. It was a great call. And then he's doing news conferences the next day, and he's retracting that because his wife, Melania, right, and he's the one that says this, Melania told me that was I aware that Putin just attacked a hospital in Ukraine? And I didn't know that. She asked me if I was aware that they just did the largest drone strike against Ukraine and killing dozens of people. I didn't know that. That's not respect. Would you consider it respectful if you thought that you had a great phone call with someone? They said they weren't going to do something or they were going to look into a matter, and then they do the exact opposite. Is that respectful?
No, that's not.
Is that fearful?
No, it's not fearful.
Oh, okay. Right, because Putin doesn't give two shits about who's running the office of president. He's going to do what he wants to do, and we've seen this time and time and time and time and time again, especially since Donald Trump has been president, to the point where they have launched their largest assaults on Ukraine since Donald Trump has been in office. Poland has had to scramble their Air Force 3 nights in a row at the beginning of this month because of how close the Russian bombers got to their airfield and what they were using them to shoot down the drones that they were launching at Ukraine. Just this much, 3 nights in a row. They didn't have to do that before. The last time that they really had to rush their Air Force was in November after the election. We're still waiting for Donald Trump to even put on the sanctions against Russia that he promised, right? He promised he would give them 50 days. Before that 50 days, he's like, I'll decide in 2 weeks. Then it was 2 weeks before that. It was 2 weeks before that 2 weeks. It was another 2 weeks before that 2 weeks. He just keeps talking about sanctions, but never putting them on. And then when it comes to Israel and Gaza, if Donald Trump is doing anything right now, it's because all of the other world leaders, like the United Kingdom, the French Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister of Canada, are all telling him, unless Israel stops by September, we are going to declare Palestine a free state in their own sovereign country. They're all urging him to do something. If you are the boss of a company and everyone has to let's just say, no, you're on the board, right? Board of directors. and the other directors have to tell you, hey, we're going to do this, so you better do something, is that respect? Or is that them making demands because you're one of the board of directors and you have 3 going against you saying, you need to step up and do this?
I would say that that isn't necessarily respectful. Yes.
Is that
but
fearful?
I think there's something to say.
Is that
Yes,
fearful?
I would say it is.
No,
Why would
that's
it be
them
in the United
intimidating
States?
him. That is them
If it's
using
them
an intimidation
intimidating-
tactic on Donald J. Trump. That is not him intimidating other world leaders. It is literally other world leaders putting pressure on Donald Trump and therefore intimidating him.
But why are they coming to him if they aren't at least somewhat?
Oh, they're not
respectful
even
of
coming
what-
to him. Let's be clear. I was obfuscating it quite a bit. They've all just made public declarations that unless Israel actually shapes up and goes to a peace deal, that they're going to declare Gaza and Palestine a sovereign nation and start recognizing them internationally. It wasn't that they actually went to Donald Trump. Nobody went to Donald Trump. I just used that as an example to see if you were aware of it, which you weren't. And that's fine. I don't expect everyone to be aware of that, the actual foreign politics that are going on.
I guess this could be my bubble. I just have seen over time a much larger decrease in news relating to wars.
No,
and
it's
conflicts.
because
It
right
could be
now
still
we
going on.
have everything else that's being brought up in the news, like Epstein, now Obama and Russian collusion. No, they're just drowning you in everything else. And then, of course, you know, we're in hurricane season. And during hurricane season, it's not just hurricanes that that actually occur, right? We have other natural disasters that occur all across the world during hurricane season. So this is when we see the most storms, the most tornadoes, the most earthquakes, and everything like that happen during this time of the year. It's all going to be drowned out.
That's fair,
You're just
yeah.
not looking
I
in the
believe
right
that naturally
places.
that's covered. That's quite possible. It's also, yeah, I believe that.
I
believe
see
that
a
there's
bunch of stuff in regards to Israel, Ukraine, and everything, like all of the countries that are involved in wars. I see all of them so much. It actually kind of flabbergasts me sometimes that other people don't.
I mean, it's, I can't say I actively seek it. I kind of what I see presented to me. I will admit that.
And then
I don't
here's a
actively-
great one. Apparently, the Kremlin believes that it has immunity to United States sanctions. And this is just in a recent briefing. So they don't even care about the sanctions that Donald Trump has been threatening.
As in, like the tariffs and
No,
I
sanctions.
get that.
We don't
Yeah,
buy
yeah,
anything directly from
Okay.
Russia, so
That's
they're
what I
not
was confused
affected by any tariffs.
I got what you're saying. The sanctions that Donald Trump is saying he would impose, but he hasn't yet.
Correct.
I got it.
And now they're saying they're not even intimidated by it. They don't care.
That is interesting. I haven't seen that yet, but
Oh, it just came out 17 hours ago.
okay.
Let's see. Yep. Sorry, I always have to open up a new one because of no one wants to let you not go through a paywall anymore. Just gonna pop this up there for everybody to see. Reuters. Russia has developed immunity to sanctions, Kremlin says after Trump tightens ceasefire. Well, go away. Tightens ceasefire deadline. God, I hate people wanting that. Just, they don't care.
Okay.
The idea that like wars are decreasing or that somehow All of these conflicts are dying down. It's not occurring. They're not. You're just not looking in the right places, unfortunately.
I can admit that. I can admit that I'm not actively seeking that out, so it is quite possible.
Okay.
Do you think that it has gotten worse?
Yes, I already said that, in fact. In fact, like, let's be very clear, right? There are children starving to death in Gaza. As in before, right? Before Trump was inaugurated, Israel wasn't cutting off the humanitarian effort to get food into Gaza. Israel wasn't cutting off sending food and supplies into Gaza. They have since Donald Trump was inaugurated.
And you think that's directly related to Trump?
Oh, I'm
Or
not
do you
saying
think
it's directly related, but you just asked if I think it's gotten worse since, and yes, it has gotten worse since Donald Trump was inaugurated.
People are responsible for that. Okay.
No, I wouldn't say that he's directly responsible for it, but I'm also saying he hasn't assisted in the situation and making it better.
He hasn't done anything about it. Okay.
Correct.
That's fair.
And he's just sending more bombs to Israel to aid them in whatever they want to do.
So you feel like he has like basically like this undying support and kind of like even a blind sort of support of Israel?
Bibi Netanyahu went to his third wedding, so his wedding with Melania.
I did not know that. That is interesting.
Yeah. And I also I also want to point out, I know you didn't bring them up, but I will bring this up to you, that when you said that other world leaders like respect and are fearful of Donald Trump, I want to remind everybody that while he's threatening sanctions and higher tariffs against Brazil because of them attempting to prosecute their former president, the current and active president of Brazil has said, F you, do what you want, we'll retaliate, you're not interfering with what we do with our criminal investigations. Doesn't sound like respect or fearing Trump.
Sure. But also, I mean, that's kind of also maybe not so much a lack of fear or anything. It's just they have a more care of justice. But I get what you're saying.
Oh no, I mean, if they were actually fearful of him, then they would be bending to his will. They don't care, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
To the point where let's even be clear, right? That he had to delay the deals, like the tariffs on Mexico starting tomorrow, because the Mexican president's been like, I'm not talking to you on your timeline.
Yeah, I think the tariffs are kind of where a try and flex with power. I do agree with that. That was kind of an attempt to strong arm a bunch of countries, and I don't think that's succeeding at all. I can admit that. I think that most governments have realized that the tariffs aren't really beneficial for anyone and think that he won't actually enact them.
Sorry, dude, I did not hear that part. I am so sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just saying that I think that the tariffs were Trump's sort of attempt to strong arm a bunch of countries, and that a lot of countries have realized that he's not actually probably going to follow through with them. I do believe that.
Sure. Thank you for the donuts. Okay. Well, I'm just saying that they're not being useful. He's backing away from them. He tried to strong arm Canada after he got upset that Canada was going to the EU to make new trade deals with. And that backfired on him still. And I just want to be clear that no country is actually capitulating to Donald Trump.
Yeah, the tariffs are one of the main things I think that were a very big mistake by Trump. I mean, maybe not a mistake, but I think it was kind of just an attempt to almost bully other countries. I didn't 100% like it because it's completely damaging to the global economy, even if the United States economy is able to sort of survive it, because basically everything requires on the U.S. economy surviving. It damages all the other economies, and it realistically isn't even going to bring manufacturing back into the U.S. because it's still going to be cheaper to just pay the tariffs.
Yeah, that was my argument with the last guy.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring tariffs up at all. Because the tariffs, I think, are the best case scenario is that Trump was trying to use it to sort of as leverage against other countries. If he genuinely thinks the tariffs will succeed, I think that's foolish.
Yeah. Somehow he does, but they're not going to. And I think that's why Scott Bessent told Fox News and CNN that the tariffs are not going away. That we will always have tariffs.
I mean, you're always going to have tariffs to some degree, probably, but the scale of which he's trying to, or claiming to attempt to enact them.
Yeah.
Is a little...
Y'all just go listen to the Treasury Secretary.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
What are your main reasons for not supporting him? I know it's more supposed to be about
No,
why
you're
we
fine.
support him, but I'm curious.
No, I mean, I can answer that in just a second. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna do a quick PSA. I'm gonna
Do whatever you gotta do.
mute on TikTok real quick. Okay. Just a friendly reminder to everybody over on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe. When you subscribe, don't forget to turn on notifications. It's a big deal. That's when you know when I go live or when I upload videos. Also, we do have memberships and super chats available at the end of this live, so in about just under an hour. If you are an active paying member, we will actually be doing a merchandise giveaway that you will also be involved in. So if you want to be involved in that, become a member. Let's do it, guys. And if you send a super chat, it will go up on the screen and I will read it out to you. It just might take a moment to be addressed, but I will address it. All right, back over on TikTok, guys. Same thing, just a friendly reminder that we are doing a giveaway or a drawing in just under an hour. So if you want to be involved in it, send a sub or become a subscriber. Don't forget to hit the red button up here at the top. And then we do have this gift goal going on. And if you guys can help me meet it, that would be great. Just very small. And then don't forget to join the Discord on all sides. Okay, reasons I don't support Trump. I don't support Trump because I don't support a president that violates or disregards articles and amendments of the United States Constitution, talks about annexing our neighbor, Canada, talks about buying another country, Greenland, or talks about taking back the Panama Canal after it was rightly given back to the country of Panama due to civil unrest from our military occupation there by an act of Congress in 1999.
Okay. I agree with most of those. I think most of those are fair, but I guess I do have a curiosity of why you're so against us buying Greenland, specifically. Assuming it's all consensual, he's not, like, actively taking it. It kind of seems like with the Panama Canal, he thinks he's going to, like, just take it from Panama. Like, what is the issue with him buying other countries' land, assuming they're okay with it?
Well, for one, Greenland voted, like they did a poll, and less than 12% of everyone living in Greenland said they would be interested in being purchased by the United States.
Sure. I understand that. I get that Greenland is against it. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if the country is consenting and wants it, what would be the issue?
What would be the issue? Why do we need another occupied territory to not have representation in Congress? Why do we need another occupied territory that could become a state before any other of our current occupied territories actually become a state, right? So, like, okay. Puerto Rico should definitely become the next state if we're going to make any territory a state.
Sure. Okay.
We already have military bases in Greenland. We don't need to purchase the island of a sovereign nation that has its own constitution.
So I do agree that it would probably be a waste of money.
Yeah, not only that is this government isn't even trying to take care of the people that we already have.
I can understand that. I was more, because you kind of focused on like the sovereignty of it. I kind of just don't understand like if they're willingly giving up their sovereignty for
Is
money. I
it
don't see
willingly
what the
when we
issue is.
asked about it first?
Sure. I mean, they can say no. It's not like we're. I mean, if threatening some sort of action, if they don't, then sure, it's not willingly. But if
No, if we're
they're-
even propositioning them to sell their country if they didn't offer it, then no, it's not willingly. It would be willingly if they say, hey, you know, France, I would be interested in becoming a part of your territory. Would you want to buy our country? That would be willingly. Being like, and being the president going from France, we'll just say that, right? From France being like,
Sure.
I want to buy Greenland. That's not willingly, sir.
I mean, they have the ability to say no.
Which
So
they
I
did.
I don't understand how that's not. I know, and they did say no. I'm
They
not
said
saying,
no
like,
immediately, and so did Denmark, because Denmark still technically owns Greenland, even though Greenland operates independently and has
yeah.
their own constitution.
Yeah.
And their own
Sure.
governing body that actually makes decisions. Denmark is just their protector.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I understand that. If we were able to, if we somehow like forced them into buying it, I get that. But I don't understand how it's not willingly if they have the ability to say yes or no.
That's true, Lizzie.
I get that. Them initiate, like if, for instance, like you said, France. If France initiates wants to buy Greenland, I don't understand how they don't. If they say yes, we want you to buy us, that's not willingly agreeing to it.
No.
Just because France initiated doesn't mean they've lost their freedom of will. I guess it's
No.
irrelevant. But
Yeah.
it definitely still is, regardless, because it's not what's going on. But I was more curious of like if you had an issue with like.
I don't know
imperialism
why
sort of.
we can't just respect internationally recognized borders and boundaries.
Okay, that's fair. I agree with that. I was more curious if like you had an issue of like the United States like expanding into an empire or something more of that than just kind of let countries do what they want. Don't try and. Does that make sense? That's fair. Like I agree. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit weird for the United States to come over to Greenland like, hey, let me buy you when they haven't made any sort of interest in being bought. I agree with that. But I still think it's willingly.
Sure. All right,
But I was just
dude.
curious
Lizzie just wants you to know that she thinks that you are awfully agreeable and you should have voted for someone else in her opinion. But I do hope you have a good night, man. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
How old are you?
32.
Did you vote for Trump?
3 times.
And you still support him?
Absolutely.
Okay, what's your main reason for still supporting Trump?
Well, primarily because it drives people like you crazy. The smugness, the preaching attitude, the condescension. People hate it. People are just fatigued by it.
Oh,
and
okay.
your attitude mostly
Yeah.
is the biggest turnoff. And by having
Am
an
I
independent
trying
candidate
to
who
seduce
can
somebody?
stand in
I'm just
opposition
curious.
to that kind of nonsense is very refreshing, especially one that holds to his own principles and is a true populist. I think the Democrats really screwed themselves over when they rejected Bernie at the superdelegate level. The Republican Party is, in fact, the most Democratic party because it does not have superdelegates. And I think the Democrat Party at this point is a completely lost cause, and its leaders are toxic to their own victory at this point.
So what you're telling me, and here's what I'm hearing, is that you let other people decide what you're feeling. So for example, you're so against people like me, individuals like myself, and somehow, you know, it gives you, like, seeing other, like, people speak out against Donald Trump gives you some kind of tingly feeling inside that encourage you to still continue to support him. So that sounds like you're pretty emotionally weak, sir, and I'm sorry that means that you're also easily swayed.
Not at all. It doesn't just apply to Donald Trump, but to any kind of preachiness. So if
so you don't go to church,
a
right?
Christian leader, for instance, were to say,
No, you just said
try to
preachiness. You don't go to
moralize
church.
themselves in
You don't
such
go
a
to
way
church,
where
right?
they make
You don't go to
themselves
church, right?
intolerable to even be listened
Do you
to.
go to church, sir?
The
Do you go to
intolerable
church, sir?
I can't stand.
Do you go to church, sir?
It's the
Do you go to
preachiness
church,
that
sir?
turns people off
Do you go to
completely.
church? Do you go to church?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
you shouldn't. You don't like preaching. Why would you
do.
go to church? You just said you don't like preaching.
I go to church because there's a community there, and my church actually there's not
But
much
they preach at
preaching.
you.
It's more ritual. It's a traditional Orthodox church.
Oh, gotcha. I don't think you would know what traditional is, but sure.
I actually do know what traditional Orthodoxy is because I attended.
Yeah.
So again, this is the dismissiveness that completely turns rational people off.
I mean, I'm not trying to incentivize anybody, or nor am I trying to make you be turned on. That's a little bit weird. Why are you sexualizing me?
High tower of thinking that you're more intelligent, only because you're more smug, only because you're more narcissistic. It's going to be the Democratic Party's undoing. And I fear
I'm not a
that
Democrat.
we may regress past the positive things that have been created through, limited works of bipartisanship. Even at this point, I mean, it's pretty bad. So, because what you're doing is you're funneling your options into demagoguery, like Trump, and it just pushes everybody to the extremes. So it's really unfortunate.
Thank you, Pucho, for the 5. Pucho says, great insights in mind processing. Thank you, Pucho. I appreciate you. If anyone else wants to send a chat, it will go up on the screen. And if you guys send anything on TikTok, I'll also shout it out for you as well. Can you, since you seem to know everything about me, what's my political affiliation?
I actually made no such claim to know everything about you. All I know is that first impressions are very important. And the first impressions that I get from you is one of smugness, one of toxicity.
I mean, with you, yes. I'm just matching your energy.
Anyone who wants to contradict you or who has the balls to sort of...
I think you're missing those.
So, again, it's you are the problem. I want to make that very clear. You and your attitude is the problem.
I'm the problem?
Your attitude.
Guys, I made it. Thank you.
The demagoguery and far-right extremism.
I would love for you to actually define demagoguery.
It's unfortunate to me because I really am just a middle-of-the-road guy.
It doesn't sound like it. Can you define demagoguery for me?
The fact that the candidates
you're not able
Hillary
to?
Clinton, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris.
Got it. You don't know how to define demagoguery.
Describing half the country as a basket of deplorables, etc.
Yeah. Can you define demagogue?
Left a bad taste in our mouth.
Can you define demagogue?
In this system.
Can you define demagogue?
With the Electoral College.
Do you have the capacity to define demagogue?
Rural silent majority.
Do you have the capacity to define demagogue?
In my opinion, 3 times.
Can you define demagogue? Before you do though, hey Johnny, I find it really funny that you would even say that because you can... Hey buddy, hi, pause for a second, pause. No, so I know that nobody's heard me typing on my computer until I just did this right now where I'm playing with my computer. So I have a mechanical keyboard, and this is for you, Johnny. I have a mechanical keyboard that you can hear me typing. So if I'm going to look something up, everybody's going to be able to hear me if I look something up. And my other, I'm on my other device actively on TikTok. I don't use it to look things up. So, you guys see my hand. So it's always really funny when you say that. So you don't know what demagogue means, but you want to continue to spew the word at me?
not what I said at all, is it? See, that's the other thing, is that you can't truly hold a conversation.
So, but no, it sounds like to me that you have the incapacity. You have the incapacity. You have the incapacity to make a political point. So you're not capable of making a political point. I just want to be clear. You're not able of you don't have the ability to explain. Yes, that's on purpose, Harvey. Sir, you're not even obtaining an actual conversation. So let me be clear. So right now, when I ask you, why do you still support Trump? And what you do is you go down a line of reasoning for yourself, right? Your own line of reasoning to say that you don't support Trump because of what somebody else does in their time, right? And the entire time that what that tells me is that you don't think that you don't have a mind for yourself where you can actually stand on 10 toes down on a valid reason for you to actually support Trump and stand behind the reason that you are going to be able to support Trump. Instead, you're blaming other people and what they do in their life. Like, nobody made you call this stream. Nobody made you come and sit on my YouTube short and stay there and then make the phone call, right? Nobody made you do that. It was your choice to do this, okay? So when you're saying that it's because of individuals like myself, which, mind you, I'm not a Democrat, nor am I a liberal, nor am I a leftist. I am none of these things that everybody wants to subscribe to me for, right? Like, everybody wants to put that on me and say that I am this thing that I am not. And I have to say this so many times a day that it actually gets exhausting. Like, the number of times that I have to say this, right? But for someone such as yourself, right, that has to call in and say that I still support Trump because of people like you, right? Because people that speak out and have, like, use their First Amendment right to what I would consider this to be a peaceful protest. Okay? Because I am not inciting violence. In fact, I abhor violence, political violence of any kind. I don't agree with that, right? When you aren't able to substantiate your reason for why you actively support Trump, and you are therefore then just projecting it onto other people and saying that it's because of other people like you, why I still support Trump, it means, I'm sorry, it honestly means that you are either weak-minded or you're not able to substantiate a reason for why you should still support Trump, which means that you know he's doing something bad. So now would you like to try to actually make a political argument?
Sure. So your logic is completely faulty in my view, in my summation, because there is such a thing as what's called an opposition party and independent. So Trump is an opposition party to what I say people like you. And again, I don't mean you personally.
Got it. You're not able to make a political point. I'm just saying. He didn't get it. That's exactly right. And thank you again, Pucho, for the 5. Make a political point and I'll engage in the conversation. But if you just want to continue to try to attack someone's character and make that the reason why you still support someone, that means you don't have anything that you stand for. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there? Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm in my 30s.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
No. I didn't vote for Trump, actually.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Nigger, 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 nigger.
Grow up. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yep.
Do you still support him?
Yeah, in a way.
Okay. What's the main reason that you still support Trump?
Because for one, he's our president. 2, he may not make the right choices, but at least he's authentic enough to be himself. Unlike other presidents in the past, they act one way and then behind the scenes they're doing completely different things, you know?
Can you, are you able to step into a better service area?
Can you hear me now?
No, it's crackling every time you talk. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Fuck right in the pussy.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How old are you?
29.
Did you vote for Trump?
I did not vote for any.
Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
How old are you?
I'm 50.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Do you still support him?
Yes.
What year were you born? Yeah, I'd hang up too. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did.
Do you still support him?
Yeah, I support Trump. You know, I mean, I kind of disagree with some of the stuff that's going on with the immigration. But yeah, I'm still a Trump supporter, though.
Soroski wants to let everybody know, MAGA, please update your phone or service. You sound like you are calling from a potato. I don't think that's directly at you. It's at the last set of callers. Okay, what's the main reason? Thank you so much, Chrissy. What's the main reason that you still support Trump?
You know, in comparison, you know, with Joe Biden and Kamala
Nope.
Harris,
I asked why you
thought-
still support him, not why you voted for him. Those are not.
Okay,
Those are exclusive
You
things.
gotta let me explain.
Nope.
man.
I don't need your
Kinda-
backstory. So can you
kinda
tell me?
deep, You know what I'm saying? So you gotta let me explain a little
No,
bit.
I'm not here to rehash the election results. So why is it that you
No,
still
I'm not- I'm
actively
not-
support Trump
I'm
6
not
months into his
necessarily
presidency?
knocking Joe Biden and them. I'm just saying, like with them, I thought he would be a better candidate.
I don't
And I
care
still
about
do
that.
believe-
I'm asking what has he done currently in his active presidency
trying to
the
get up
last
to
6
that, but
months?
you keep
I
cutting
don't
me
need
off
your
where I can't
backstory.
get
Why
up
do
to
I
that.
need to go all the way back to November?
I'm not
Why can't you
telling you a
substantiate a
backstory.
reason that has happened between January and July?
Okay, let me back it up a little bit.
That's exactly
Okay,
what I
listen.
don't want.
All right, are you done talking over me where I could talk, or?
Depends on what you say. Can you
I come in
substantiate
peace.
why
I
you
don't-
still
I don't come
actively
to
support
argue. I
Donald
just come
Trump
with this,
6
you know,
months into his pregnancy?
his pregnancy. I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah.
Oh, I
support
might have
Trump,
said
but
that. That's true. My bad. Listen,
think
if I
he
said
will-
pregnancy, that's funny. Yeah, presidency.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I think Trump's pretty strong. You know, like the way he's like how competent he is, and when he sees a problem that's going on in the country, I feel like he addresses it and goes after it. You know, rather than taking his time on things. And that's the significant reason to why I support Trump is because of who he is as a person. You know, having that experience in business, always undergoing challenges. I think he would have been a better candidate, better than Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, to be honest.
Okay, so what policy has he enacted in the last 6 months that you fully support?
I can't really necessarily name the policies. I'm not really as deep into politics as I used to be. But, he's trying to clear up immigration. That's one thing. He's trying to fix the economy, the high inflated prices that's going on in our country. We faced a lot of challenges.
Really quickly, I just kind of want to laugh at somebody for a second. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I can be a little immature here. Luca said she said pregnancy and also 6 months of pregnancy. She can't even count months. We on August tomorrow, LMAO. Caller, maybe you can help me out on this one. I don't know if you'll know this. I admitted that I said pregnancy when I meant presidency. That's totally fine. Hey, I'm, you know what? People thought it was funny. Okay. So, but now let's talk about, do you know exactly when Donald Trump was inaugurated into office?
Wasn't it January, right?
But there was a specific day in January. Do you happen to know?
I don't know. I believe it's the 8th. I can't remember.
You're close. You're close. So I'll help you out with something. I think you're thinking of the 6th when they ratify the election results is on the 6th. But they actually inaugurate the president into office on January 20th. Okay? So we are now July 31st. The 20th was just 11 days ago, right? What is 7 minus 6?
7 minus 6.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you asking me that?
Just want to help you out. Just I'm doing this for I don't even remember his name. I can't read it. Luca. I'm doing this for Luca. What is 7 minus 6?
1, right?
7. Oh no, did I say that wrong too? I thought I said 7 minus
Yeah,
7 minus
you were
1.
asking it a little weird.
Yeah, guys,
7 minus 1.
I'm having it. It's an off day. It's okay. I can admit that. Yeah, 7 minus 1.
It's 6.
6. Awesome. So now if we even count it, right? So we got to go full month into presidency, okay? So January into February is 1 month. February into March is month 2. March into April is month 3. April into May is month 4. May into June is month 5, right? June into July is month 6. Do you understand now, Luca? Why it's 6 months of presidency? I really hope that helped.
I want to ask you something now.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of stated how early it is into his presidency. It's been almost a year now. Why are you
6
so
months
angry
is
with
not
Trump?
almost a year.
Well, pretty much almost, but I'm just saying, like, why are you so angry with Trump if he hasn't had that much time in office to even really do anything?
But he's had plenty of time to already fuck shit up, sir. So would you like me to explain why I don't support Trump?
Well, I do, but I want to know why, like, you're so critical of him if he hasn't really had enough time to prove himself yet while he's in his second term.
Oh, I mean, if I don't need to wait for someone to prove themselves in order to be critical of them, because I know for a fact that the Republicans that claim that the election was stolen didn't do that for Joe Biden.
Okay.
And why should I also continue to support a president that continues to say, I'll make a decision in 2 weeks, and then continues to extend his decision making 2 more weeks? It's always 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
Okay. So you think that he's moving slow with his decision making? That's why
No, I just think he's ridiculous at this point.
do you hate Donald Trump, or do you just have like a dislike for what he does?
That's funny, Soroski. Thank you for the 2. So, no, I don't like, and I don't feel as though I can support a president that actively goes against articles and amendments of the United States Constitution that talks about annexing our neighbor, Canada, that also talks about buying another sovereign country known as Greenland, right? Or it talks about taking back, right? Very particular language there. The Panama Canal, after it was given to Panama, right? Given back to Panama because it's their country, in 1999 by an act of Congress after riots continuously broke out due to our military occupation.
So how does that affect the general public and you? Like, how does that, affect us in any type of way?
Violating articles and amendments of the United States Constitution tells me that the President of the United States doesn't give 2 fucks about the bare minimum that is the backbone of our country.
So that's the bare
Agreed.
minimum, you think?
That's the backbone of our country. Would you not agree that the Constitution is the backbone of our country?
I think the Constitution is, but you just stated something that doesn't affect my life in any type of way.
No, I'm
It's
saying that
probably
he's
making
actively
money.
going against the backbone of our country. So that means that he doesn't care about it. And I think that that's an important thing to make.
You think he doesn't care about it?
No. If you're
You think he
actively
doesn't care
going
about US
against...
citizens?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, why do you think he doesn't care about U.S. citizens? What
The
has he
big
done
beautiful
to
bill?
show that? What's the bill?
You're not familiar with the big beautiful bill?
I heard about the bill on how he's trying to stop government spending in some areas, like, you know, social programs. I heard about, like, probably like Section 8 and things that people need to, you know, if they make low income. I kind of disagreed with that about him, because there is a lot of Americans that are poor that do need assistance, you know what I'm saying? And if he's touching anything with the elderly or anything like that, I disagree with that entirely. Like, I don't think it should be so extreme, you know?
Thank you for the $4.99 Lumen. Yes, I do take care of my own mental health. That's why I don't do this every day. Yeah, no, so it's going to be detrimental to individuals in this country by the CBOs the CB Center for a Responsible Federal Budget. Their estimate is going to be somewhere between 10 to 17 million individuals within this country are going to lose access to healthcare. And I don't think that's okay. Oh, it's more than just healthcare, right? Because Medicaid, do you know, like, who has Medicaid in this country, sir?
Honestly, to be honest, I think people that have Medicaid are people that have, you know, just low income. I think those are the main people that have Medicaid versus, you know, people that are making a lot of money.
The majority of people that are on Medicaid are going to be those that are disabled and then children. Medicare is for the elderly, right? But it's going to be the disabled and children.
Okay.
Which means children who are already not taken care enough in this country, right, are now going to be facing an additional health crisis.
Well, I think that statement is kind of like more so into the future. I'll have to wait and see if that's actually gonna
We don't
happen,
have to wait and see,
you know?
sir. We know it's written. It's written into the bill about them cutting the funding.
You know,
We
like,
also don't have to wait and see because the work requirement has been attempted in 2 separate states, Arkansas and Georgia. Arkansas and Georgia also try to implement this work requirement in order to continue to receive the benefits of Medicaid. And what they found as a result, and you can find this study, it was published on multiple places, KFF, the Kaiser Family Foundation, PubMed, the National Health Institute, it's been published multiple places, right? And what they found is that 92% of all individuals who actually lost their health care coverage due to paperwork errors were already working and meeting that minimum requirement, and so therefore still met the requirements to continue to receive that coverage. So we already know what this negative impact is going to be, is that the majority of people that are going to lose coverage over a simple clerical error, because paperwork is not easy to fill out if this is not your bread and butter, it's not something that you specialize in, right? It's very easy to miss a line and then you just lose your insurance because you missed a line. Automatically lost it. No, you don't get to... They don't send it back to you and ask you to fix it. They're just like, oh, you messed up, take it away, right? So we already know that, and we can apply that to the recipients that are already existing on the system to see how it's going to negatively impact about 10 to 17 million people, depending on where they lie in that 92 percentile.
I think Donald Trump, one of his reasonings behind why he's doing a lot of these cuts is because of the amount of people that have been caught taking advantage of the system.
How many people have been caught taking advantage of the system?
We can go back to 2020 when people were taking out the PPP loans or whatever they're called.
Yeah, the majority of that were
people were
Congress
getting-
members, and they should all be fucking charged and locked up for fraud. Every single one that did that.
But citizens, I know a lot of them personally that were doing the same things. A lot of people were taking advantage of the system. Even the medical.
But you're talking about a very specific loan. Tell me what percentage of
I'm not even
fraud
just talking about
we again, this is historical data. We already have historical proof of this, okay? What percentage of fraud can be found within the Medicaid system?
Well, I believe I saw a headline a few weeks ago about how doctors and nurses were being charged for fraud because they were taking out a bunch of money.
Yes.
Because,
perfect. I'm glad you brought this up. So no, we should
Donald
charge
Trump
the people. Why? So if we know that it's provider fraud, if you acknowledge that is provider fraud, why are we taking away health care from the individuals that need it that aren't committing the fraud? When it's the providers committing the fraud.
Me personally, I don't think Trump is necessarily trying to take away healthcare. I think he's trying to change it in a way that people cannot take advantage of it and enriching themselves off of it like the healthcare industry has been doing.
Okay, I'm going to help you out with something. Do you know how much they're cutting from the system over the next 10 years?
No, I don't.
$1 trillion. Do you know what 1 year budget was for 2023? Do you know what the budget was for Medicaid in 2023?
I'm not that deep into that.
Okay. $880 billion. All right? So we already know, based off of historical data, that it's about 1% of fraud can be found within the system. 1% of $880 billion is $8.8 billion, right? $1 trillion divided into 10 years, right, is $100 billion a year. And that means that we have $8.8 billion worth of fraud. Now, if we subtract $8.8 billion from $100 billion, that's $91.2 billion of funding that we're stripping away. So if we have 1% of fraud out of $880 billion, which is $8.8 billion, why are we then taking away an additional $91.2 billion in annual funding if we already know exactly how much fraud is there?
I think. I mean, I like how you have your data. You know what I'm saying? But I think you're leaving out a lot of stuff. I mean, we got.
No, I'm not. Then guess what, dude? Guess what, dude? Since 1986, there is a law in the book since 1986 that has already said that no immigrants, if they are undocumented, unauthorized, illegal, whatever word you want to use, no immigrant can obtain federal benefits if they are undocumented, unauthorized, illegal. Any one of these interchangeable words.
I live in California. I live in a sanctuary.
That is, yes, state benefits state benefits is a separate funding from federal benefits, sir. The only thing that Donald Trump can affect with the big beautiful bill is legitimately federal funding. So your state is still going to continue to fund them if they so choose to do so, right? So again, they cannot touch a penny of federal funding because of a law that's been on the books since 1986, right? So those are two different funding sources.
So why is Trump stopping funding to California?
Because Donald Trump is a vindictive little baby.
And because that's why that he's stopping a lot of funding to California?
Yes. What happened when Orange County was experiencing a natural disaster? I think it was in 2018. You remember Orange County, California? They had fires there too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How long did it take for him to approve FEMA funding for Orange County?
I'm not sure.
It took him 2 years. He did it in his last year of presidency. And that's only because his administration told him Orange County is red. He didn't want to give money to a blue state, just like he also held up federal funding to go to Hawaii when they were experiencing flooding and earthquakes there from FEMA. He also held up them. He is a vindictive little child baby.
Okay. If he was withholding funding, You know,
It's not
I
if,
disagree
sir.
with
We
that.
have
That's
we
all.
have proof and data. We have proof and data.
Okay.
FEMA funding, considering I live in a hurricane state that like gets hit all the time, FEMA funding does not take 2 years to get there. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, back to, the California thing, I live in a state where, at colleges,
State
illegal
resources
kids
are
come into-
separately funded.
But Trump is trying to have an effect on how money is being used in our country, and I respect that about him. Because when we consider
Separation of
the
federal and
amount of
state
people
powers, sir.
and the amount of businesses and industries that are taking advantage of federal funding and state funding, whatever you want to call it, taxpayer people's dollars, Donald Trump has been the only president that has stepped up to say, no, enough is enough. We can't keep allowing all this stuff to keep happening in the country. and not do
Why
anything about
should
it.
a president whose only job is to manage the federal government have any say in what an individual state does with their money?
Because he's the president of the United States.
Is he a king?
No, but he's the president.
Are you for,
And I think-
what's the 10th Amendment?
And I think a president that actually cares about his country cares about how money is being used in his country. doesn't
He
want
legally
illegal
cannot
immigrants
touch state
because-
money, sir. He
Could you
legally
go to
cannot
another
touch
country?
state money.
Hold on, let me finish.
No.
Could you go into another country and get on benefits?
That's a
and
false
take money from
equivalency.
that government
You are,
and-
that you
and
add as a
taxpayer
false
dollars
equivalent.
The way it happens in America?
False equivalency, sir. State
not.
funding is not the same as federal funding. The states cannot be how they spend their money cannot be determined by the President of the United States. What is the 10th Amendment?
I'm not sure.
Mark, I think we got to the answer of your question. And the answer is no. Thank you for the 2. Do some research, sir. Like, I don't take the 20 minutes that you spent on this call with me, you could have spent researching any one of these things, because what you're purporting, what you're advocating for is a king. We don't have kings in this country. We have separation of powers. We have 3 co-equal branches of government. Donald Trump has no power over the purse of this country. He has no power over the money in this country. The only people that have power over the money in this country, and this is at only the federal level, is Congress, because that is literally their job in Article 1 of the United States Constitution. Article 2 of the United States Constitution tells exactly what the executive branch does within this country. And nowhere in it does it say that he can do anything with money. Do you think, since you think he's so good for the American people, do you think it's a benefit to take away e-filing of your taxes?
What do you mean by that?
It's included in H.R. 1, the big beautiful bill, that you are no longer going to be able to electronically file your tax return, sir.
Okay. I mean, if he's gonna do something about that, I want to see what he's gonna do with it.
He's not doing anything. It's literally just that now you have to mail in your paperwork. Mail that can get lost, right? And then all of your information is out there for anyone to pick up out of the mail, steal your social security number, steal your date of birth. They have your address, and they can steal your entire identity.
Okay. So how do you feel about the mail-in ballots that were going on in 2010 and 2020?
Mail-in ballots have been used for decades with no problem and very limited fraud. Very limited fraud. Do you know how long Colorado has been using mail-in ballots?
Why did they discriminate
30
against
years,
people
sir.
voting in the 2020 election? That wasn't a case of
Who
fraud
was, I'm just
going on in the
curious,
election?
who was elected president in 2020?
Joe Biden.
Was it a
All the
fair and
corruption
free
going
election?
on. I mean, considering COVID, lockdowns,
Done. I can't deal with election deniers. I can't deal with them. I can't deal with election deniers. So Jocular, I can't necessarily agree with this. Jocular says 10th Amendment is one of the gosh dang best amendments in your book. I can't necessarily agree with this. And I think you know why. Hit the red button if you haven't already, guys. We have time for one more caller, and then we're going to friendly only time. I can't necessarily agree with that, Jocular. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
How old are you?
In my 40s.
Did you vote for Trump?
Yes.
Do you still support him?
Last time, not the first time.
Do you still support him?
Yes.
What's your main reason why?
Well, I'm quite privileged, and he's doing me, the big, beautiful bill was great for me. I'm saving a lot on taxes.
Okay, good for you, dude. He hung up. Y'all can literally hear when I click. You tell me, bro. Thanks for calling the stream. Are you there?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 66.
Did you vote for Trump?
Of course I did, 3 times.
And you still support him?
Absolutely. I'd vote for him a 4th time if I could.
That would be against the 12th and 22nd Amendments of the United States Constitution.
Really, I understand that. I'm 66 years old. I've lived a lot more years than you have.
Still a true
Would
statement.
you like to know why I support him? That's what you're asking, right?
Can
By
you
the way, everybody, hi, this is Sherry.
Okay. Sorry. Your service is distracting me a little bit because it's kind of going in and out as
No,
you're
I
talking.
was in my house and my air conditioner is running.
That makes sense. Yeah, the microphone loves to pick up on random things and then make it sound like you're far away when you're not. Yep, nope, that makes perfect sense. I totally understand. My mistake, my bad.
Can you hear me now? I'm outside.
It's a little better.
Okay. Well, the reason I love Trump is that he closed our borders. Now, do you have a problem with that?
The border isn't closed, ma'am.
The border on the south side is closed. I live in a border state near the border.
Congratulations.
The border
still isn't closed, ma'am.
Okay.
How many
So
miles of southern border?
99.99% not getting through is not considered closed to you.
No, if even less than 1%, if even 1% is getting through, that's not closed. Do you know what it means when you lock your doors, ma'am? That people don't get in unless they break in, right? Okay, so then it's not secure in that case. How many miles of southern border wall is there?
500 and I want to say 74. I may not be correct there.
There is 1,943 miles of border wall. Sorry, of the border, of the southern border. Sorry, that's the total southern border. Out of like how much is actually a border wall? Just under 600.
Okay, so I was close.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
Okay, so we'll agree on that. But I live in a border state, and I've had to deal with the immigrants here, literally having to take my child, my granddaughter, which I have custody of, out of a public school because it's overrun with kids that can't speak English. Now, I love kids.
Why do kids being unable to speak English?
I'm not done. When I'm done, you can talk then. But I feel
bigotry.
I think every child deserves an education.
Racism.
But to take from our American children and give it to someone else is completely wrong. completely wrong. And I'm sorry, Medicaid. You want to talk about Medicaid and food stamps?
No, can we stick
and
on the?
checks
Can we stick on
go
this?
to
No,
illegal
ma'am,
immigrants?
one thing at a time. Let's stick on.
I'm talking about illegal immigrants.
I
That's what I'm
know.
talking
So let's
about.
stick on the school system. So I want you to tell me now.
Okay.
I want you to try to quantify for me what exactly are migrant children taking away from your granddaughter?
What are they? Her class doubled in size in a month, with over half of her class being non-English speaking students.
So
So my
again, you
granddaughter
specifically
moved-
said, you
Excuse
specifically
me, I
said,
asked
you
a question,
specifically
you asked
said,
me-
you're not answering my question. You
Yes, I
specifically
am. I'm
said that they're
trying to-
taking away things
I'm
from,
processing.
you
Excuse
specifically
me.
said that they're taking
processing.
away things. So now I need you to quantify exactly, qualify exactly what they're taking away from your granddaughter.
If you would shut your mouth, I would.
I can do whatever I want, ma'am. So I don't know why people are obsessed with my mouth moving. That's odd.
Time in school, the teacher is having to speak English that my granddaughter does not understand.
So why don't you teach your granddaughter Spanish? It's actually better for kids to learn another language at.
The legal.
Oh, okay. She just keeps going.
Illegal. Screw off. The legal language of our country is English. Why don't
No, it's not.
everybody? Yes, it is.
What act of Congress determined that that's the legal language of our country?
Okay, first of all, it doesn't have to be an act of Congress.
Actually, it does. It actually does. Who writes what? Oh, no. If you said legal, you said legal, ma'am. So legal means law. Who writes laws in this country? Who writes laws in this country? Who writes a law in this country? Who writes laws in this country? Who writes laws in this country?
Let me tell you something.
No, I don't need you to. Who writes laws in this country?
That just has to be quantified by Congress, and you know it.
No. So again, okay, so you acknowledge, I just want to be clear, you acknowledge that Congress writes laws in this country, correct?
Congress quantifies.
No, they don't.
Executive orders.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. What do you think the big beautiful bill was?
What articles in the United States Constitution, delegate the powers of each branch of government? There's only 3.
I need a constitution in front of me.
You probably should get one because you're wrong.
Long enough. I've lived
You,
through Reagan,
what?
Carter,
I'm just curious. What grade is your daughter? What grade is your granddaughter in?
Second.
Second? It sounds like you need to go back to 2nd grade and relearn because you don't know enough. So, ma'am, I just want to be clear that there is no legal language of the United States of America because there's never been a law passed by Congress or enacted by Congress. So unless you can give me one, then that's it. An executive order is not law, ma'am. The executive orders can only affect the executive branch of government, which means it only affects government federal agencies. It doesn't affect anyone at the local level. It doesn't affect anyone at the local level. So when you want to say that Donald Trump signed an executive order declaring that English is the United States' only language, it is untrue unequivocally that it does not affect you, me, or the kids in your daughter's classroom. It sounds like you're just fucking racist. And instead of teaching inclusivity or understanding to your granddaughter, you're teaching her how to be exclusive and develop already hate at a young age, at a very young age. When I was 8, when I was in 2nd grade, maybe? No, wait, that would be younger. 6 or 7 years old. I just want to be clear. Grandma is already teaching the 6 or 7-year-old granddaughter to be hateful and not like somebody that speaks a different language or that looks differently from her. It does not make sense. Like, why are you teaching someone so young to already be hateful when we already know from past data, from historical data, that hate and bigotry and racism is taught in this country. Ma'am, if your reason is that because someone else is speaking another language, are you sitting in the classroom with your daughter? I bet not. I bet you wouldn't be allowed to be a chaperone, because if the teacher is bilingual and has the capacity to not only speak English but also speak Spanish, and then is also talking to the kids, I would hope that she would have a head on her shoulders, or his shoulders, I don't know which way they go, to know to not let someone that's a racist bigot grandmother anywhere near that classroom, because you cannot stand that you have to press 1 for English on a call system, that you cannot stand that your granddaughter could learn how to be inclusive in her country. And just so you know, Pucho says, thank you for the 10. In my opinion, I detect faulty and or bad logic with some of the callers. Is my opinion accurate? Absolutely, Pucho. It is beyond accurate that they have bad intentions. Thank you, Captain McWillie, for the 2 as well over on the other super. Ma'am, I'm sorry that you didn't go to a good enough school to learn that inclusivity is actually a good thing. I am so sorry that you learned to be hateful from your parents, or that you learned from society that it was okay to be hateful. And not only did you learn from society, that you learned from Donald Trump himself that it's okay to be hateful. Ma'am, I have news for you. I actually used to live in Texas, and I am so glad that I don't live in Texas anymore, because I am nowhere near someone like you that is so angry and hateful, that wants to demean somebody else that may have come into the United States of America for a better life, and you are assuming their legal status just by looking at someone, and therefore you are committing racial profiling, which if you want to be in a state that actively promotes racial profiling, ma'am, you need to move to Arizona, because they literally have a law written into place, a law, which means it's legal, just so you know, just helping you out. I'm not an attorney, but I am going to help you out with definitions. When you say legal, that means it's a law, right? An executive order, again, is not law. Look at the 2nd article of the United States Constitution. Article 2 of the United States Constitution, just to help you out, ma'am. Article 1 is over Congress, okay? The legislative branch of government, okay? So if we actually teach language, another language, when someone is in grade school, they would be more educated and have better chances of getting jobs, and even being able to travel freely internationally to other countries, and not questioning if somebody speaks English in another country. You know what I mean? But you don't even want to have that for your daughter. Your granddaughter can't be bothered to learn another language at the young age of 6 or 7, meaning that she would be far more educated than her peers probably anywhere else in the world, especially anywhere else in fucking Texas, right? Like, instead, you have to teach hate, and you have to sow hate in a someone that is so young, that has done nothing to deserve that, ma'am. I don't understand why everybody just has to be so bigoted, so hateful, and so deep in hateful rhetoric. I'm sure you also believed when Donald Trump went down the escalators in 2015 and said that everyone from Mexico was committing all of these atrocities, such as rape and murder. I'm sure you believed him specifically that it was from Mexico, that it was specifically Mexican immigrants that were committing these crimes, even though that we had no statistical data, that he had to turn back around and take that back the very next day when he was called out for his racist comments. I bet you don't even believe that Barack Obama was born in the United States. Am I right?
I don't care where the hell he was born.
Was Barack Obama born in the United States?
What?
I don't think so. I don't think I need to hear you. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. Sorry, I had to do that sometimes. And thank you, Michael, for the 199, also saying thank you to me. No, I completely agree. Like, ma'am, you just are uncomfortable with other, and I don't understand why you are so uncomfortable with people that don't look like you. I'm guessing that you also come from a pasty complexion. Are you also a pasty complexion? Are you also a pasty complexion?
Am I also what? I can't hear what you said. Can I also what?
Are you also of a pasty complexion?
That's none of your business. And does it matter?
I mean, I don't need you to know. I already know the answer. A, we have data that would skew the facts here. A, you're a woman. B, you voted for Trump. C, you're in Texas. B, you don't like people speaking Spanish. So the statistical data, the data that's available to me, would say that you're white. Yeah. So yes, exactly.
here illegally. They all need to go home.
Why are you questioning a student's? I'm just curious. Why are you questioning a child's legal status, ma'am?
Why am I questioning
A child's legal status.
I'm questioning everybody's illegal
No.
status.
No, I didn't say illegal. I said legal status. Why are you questioning children's legal status, ma'am?
Because
Do you not like children?
Cross the border illegally with an illegal immigrant parent.
And did you call CBP?
Do I need to?
Yes. If you're witnessing, I'm sorry, if you witness a crime, are you not supposed to report it? If you witness a crime, are you not supposed to report it? So what you're telling me, ma'am, is that when you witness crimes, you don't do anything to stop it and you don't also report it.
Really, it would have done me a lot of good when Biden was in office, right? It would have done a whole lot of
CBP was still doing their job while Biden was in office. I know that you probably do. Where do you get your news from?
Where do I get my news from?
Yeah.
Everywhere. I look at all medias, especially outside the country. I want to see what people...
Name some. Name five. Name five.
Fox, CNN, yes, Sky News Australia, BBC, and MSNBC.
I just want to point out that the very first thing that she said was Fox News.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Fox News local or Yeah, it is kind of a problem. No, that it explains your rhetoric. It explains your the hate in your heart. It explains that. It explains your bigotry. It explains why you don't want a 6 or 7-year-old girl in order to learn another language. When guess what? It's actually proven scientifically that children retain the knowledge better if they learn it at a young age. 6, 7, before 10 years old. Before 10 years old is actually the best age to learn another language. I don't know why you are so against the language of Spanish. It's okay, ma'am. I know that you're just a hateful bigot. It's okay. We understand. Keep going.
You're the one that's a bigot, and you're the one that's really freaking stupid. You're stupid. Our country is overrun.
Oh, yeah? Yeah? Where? Where is it overrun? How many are here? How many are here? How many are here? Give me a number. How many are here?
About 12 million.
12 million? And what is the population of the United States? It's 346 million. If they were overrunning the country, we wouldn't be talking about having a declining birth rate in the United States. We wouldn't be having a statistic being released about the fertility levels being at the all-time low in the United States of America. We wouldn't be having these statistics. If we have 12 million immigrants in this country, but we have a population of 346, let me see what that math is real quick, actually. So we have 12 divided by 346. That's only 3%. Why do you hate 3% of the United States population?
Because we don't need them taking our jobs.
What job did they take from you? What job did they take from you? What job? They're taking our jobs. They took our jobs. They took our jobs. Are we in a South Park episode?
No, you sound like you're in a South Park episode.
You're the one that's literally saying, they took our jobs.
You're in a little sheltered area there where you're having a good little life.
Ma'am, I'm literally in a border state too. I know it's so hard to believe. I know it's just so hard to believe. But I'm actually in a border state too, ma'am. And you know what I see when I walk down the street, ma'am? Do you know what I see?
What do you see?
I just see people wanting to live their life. I'm not out there walking up to anybody that looks like they could be from another country, because I have news for you. Immigrants can also be white people. Oh, holy shit. No, it sounds like you don't know because you're offended by somebody that speaks another language. So let me try this for you. Parlez-vous français? Oh, okay. Hablas español?
No, I don't speak Spanish.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Yeah, I don't speak German.
Yeah. You see how, like, I am apparently lacking in knowledge, but I know more language than you.
No.
Oh, it just proves that I'm not as silly as you think I am.
Well,
Yeah. It's okay. So this is what I do to bigots. Captain McWillie said, took a bio break before this started. It's like I skipped a cutscene. I agree with you wholehearted, by the way. Could I get a short recap? This being this sad, strange little woman. I don't know if you're referring to me in that last one, but thank you for the total of 7. Got it. She just took her, so, Captain McWillie, she said that she took her granddaughter out of public education because there were children in the classroom that were speaking another language. AI communism? What is AI communism, silly? Thank you. Warhigh said, on behalf of the state of Texas, she does not represent me at all. Yeah, she took her 2nd grade granddaughter out of school because the other children in the classroom were speaking Spanish. Sounds very mature. Okay. So, really quickly, TikTok, do not go anywhere. We're not ending, okay? We still got a little bit left of the stream. All right, I'm going to mute, though, real quick. Okay. Over here on YouTube, guys, I'm just talking to you right now. We are going to shut down the chat to members only. So if you want to participate in this next part, you have to be a member to the channel. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and modify that now. Members and, of course, moderators. And there we go. It is now members only. So we are now going to do a giveaway. And if you want to participate, become a member. Or maybe you can still send supers. I don't know. Let me pop this back out. Yeah. Fancy over there on the other chat. Yeah, yank my ear off if I came here to, be disrespectful. Exactly, Ty. Exactly. It is a European language. You are 100% right. It's a European language. But don't tell them that. They're too busy being hateful. They don't understand. You also said, I have no melanin, but I had to take ESL classes due to my Spanish-speaking background. I don't understand why you're making this a skin thing. No, Ty, she made it that way. When you're talking about people coming across the southern border, and then that's all you're hung up on, is that you're making it a skin thing. And you're determining somebody where they're from based off of the color of their skin and the language that they speak. Okay, TikTok. We are also now going to go to sub only. So if you want to participate in this next part, you got to become a sub. If you want to see if someone is generous enough to gift you a sub, you got to do it now. I'll even give a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. And thank you, Captain McWillie, for becoming a paid member over on the other chat that I can't say because TikTok is sensitive. All right, I am going to do... Yes, you have now become a member. I love that. Thank you. Just so you guys know, all of my videos that I post, I put them out as members only first on that side. and then it becomes public to everyone after 2 weeks. Yeah, TikTok is really sensitive. I can't say it anyways. So there were some people that asked for free subscriptions in the TikTok chat, but if that's only if anyone's willing and able to. All right, so number generator. Okay. So I do have to make this a little bit not easy. So we're going to do a number between 1 and 250. All right. First one to get the number between 1 and 250 gets a merchandise giveaway. All right. We're going. This is for both chats. Do da do da do da do da do da do da do. Become a sub and enjoy. Do da do da do da do da do da do da do. You guys can guess an infinite number of times. Do-da, 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 do-da. You got the moral victory? Okay. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I can't even play music because that's how the other chat is sensitive. Right? TikTok is sensitive because of words, but the other chat is sensitive because of other things. All right, we do have a winner. I just had to give it a moment to let YouTube also catch up on the timing issue of it because I felt like, because there is a delay on YouTube, so I gave them enough time that I think that would be when the delay would catch up to see if it would be about the same time as the other person that won it. Okay. Now, if someone comes through on YouTube, by the time they hear this message with the number, then I will still give away something else. But let me go ahead and invite the winner over here. That got it the first time. Sorry, Lala, I didn't see your name. I didn't see you. It is not Rig Sorowski. You just didn't guess it. Hi, Golden. It was you.
Hey!
It was.
Hey, I won something.
It is. It was 225.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so it's up there. Okay. All right. So you've already messaged me before on Discord, so I will. The link is in my bio. I don't know if you ever looked at it, but you'll just have to go there and let me know what you want. So yep, the other chat's caught up, and Shin said, "Way to go." You blame Biden. Okay. So you just have to go there, let me know what you want. Hoodies are not on the table for this one. They will be for next month. I'm going to do a different one next month. But you can do any of the shirts.
Cool. Cool beans. Yay. Thank
you. Yay. Thank you. All right. I'm going to drop you back down.
Cool. Have a good one.
You too. Okay, guys. Let's see. You are putting in 300s, Marina? Why would you do that? Thank you, Green. I appreciate that. It's a witch hunt. All right, guys. So I'm at the end of the stream anyways. So I'm just going to let you guys know. So next month, and this is going to expand out to the YouTube side of things as well. It's okay, Marina. I didn't have... so when I'm scrolling the numbers, I have to scroll up at the start and then slowly scroll down so I don't see anyone asking questions because I literally can't. So yes, Hillary, you got gifted a sub. It was probably from Trisha, so be sure to thank Trisha. Yeah, I know you need a nap. So next month, we're going to run the campaign that I ran in the month of June, the very last week of June. We're going to run that the entire month of August so people have more time to enter into the contest. This is going to extend out even over to the Red app side of things. And so I will let you guys know what that is about now. So for every gifted membership on your side is what it's going to be, is you will get 2 additional entries into a drawing. It's also going to be for merchandise. I'm going to make a very unique, one-time only piece of merchandise that, of course, I will probably buy for myself too. But I'm going to make a unique piece of merchandise that's just going to be for this August giveaway. So, so that's unique to YouTube. It'll be difficult for me to keep track of who sent what money, to be honest. So I'll try to come up with a way if I include supers, that's going to be more difficult. But basically, guys, on TikTok, it's going to be the same rules that it was in that last week of June when we're talking about the gift gallery, meeting the gift goals, and everything like that. Oh, this is funny. That's hilarious, Lizzie. I hope it's a pot holder since I'm told to stay in the kitchen. I'll find something. I'm going to find something to do. Okay. I might have to like do a bulk order of something unique and then have a couple of those, but it would be obviously a limited edition that not everybody can have. I'll find out what I'm going to do exactly. But yeah, so it's going to be the same thing, just like how we ran it the last week of June. I'm going to try to make a promotional video about it tomorrow and post it. And I'll make a member-only video on the Red app because I don't know what their rules are for things like this, and I don't want to overstep, so we'll just make it a members-only. Just so everybody knows how to play the game. But yeah, so we're going to run it the entire month of August, which means that we'll have probably additional winners. Just got to see how it runs. But yeah. So you guys look forward to that. We're going to have some more fun. Let's go ahead and tap all the way up to 200,000 likes over on TikTok real quick. I know it's died down since we're on sub only. But guys, so just a reminder, I know Fridays are normally when I'm on. I will not be on tomorrow. All right? So I will not be on tomorrow. I came on to do this for the end of the month with you guys. So now I got to take my day off tomorrow. So I will not be on tomorrow. I am going to go ahead and end on the Red app. So I do appreciate you guys so much for being here. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I did not. Okay. So I will see y'all on Saturday. Join the Discord if you want to know when I'm going to be online on Saturday. That is the best way to know. Don't forget to hit sub if you're still watching. I don't know how this works. But y'all have a good night over on the Red app. And I will see y'all Saturday. Okay. So